So today was one of those brutal healthcare analytics days. Nonstop meetings, surprise requests, and zero time to work on the business and deep work. But instead of ending the day, an empty day and losing momentum, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this outdated analyst session to show you how I can keep the momentum going even on these messy, draining days. So I'm going to share a bunch of different things that I'm doing, and then also a few workspace upgrades that I've massively increased my productivity and just help me keep this momentum going. So let's dive in. Here's what I've been doing. And right now it's almost 1, so I'm going to make this quick so that I can focus on building my core offer for the community so I don't lose that momentum. But part of what the momentum has been is building in public. All of this inside this outdated analyst channel, it's helped me keep the momentum and then actually look forward to creating videos consistently and not have to overthink everything. And it's nice just to be able to use this time to help me move forward on stuff. So let's talk about simple stuff. There's been a few things that have just been increasing my productivity, and they're just simple that I should have done previously. One of it is an HDMI switch to my laptop. So my laptop is my main way of developing applications. I can't do it on my desktop due to various reasons for like security and stuff. And then on my work laptop, we don't have access to things like Cloud Code. So what I did was I just got a simple HDMI switch. Because I have this is my setup right now. I have a vertical screen, I have a horizontal screen, another horizontal screen this way, and then I have my work laptop up here. And then one of the things that held me back was I tried putting my laptop on my desk, and then it made everything crowded because then I would have 2 keyboards, like a keyboard stand here, and then I would have like my mouse would be here, and then I wouldn't have any room for everything. So what I did was I just got simple HDMI switches that let me first not have to have a stand for my laptop, and I can tuck my laptop to the left of my desk. And then so what that did was it let me connect into the HDMI switch. So you have it at an HDMI switch from here, go into here, and then coming from my desktop was over here. Then so go into the switch, and then we would have another switch over here, and then this would be the other one from my. Hold on, let me fix this really quick. Okay. And then HDMI going into this switch, and then we'll go into this monitor. And it's something simple that I just didn't do earlier. And then now I can just click a button, and it allows me to switch into this vertical screen or horizontal screen into my laptop, going back to my desktop, and then I can have ChatGPT here on my desktop and then do development work on my laptop. And then at the same time I have my day job. So in my downtime, when I'm like running queries and like I'm running jobs, I can do work and learn and build as I'm doing that, not take away from my day job. And the fast context switching from here made it so that I'm significantly more productive. I was able to finish a simple application at work instead of having to do it when I'm studying with a friend. When we do on Thursdays and Saturdays, we study and we build stuff. I can just do it now while I'm like working on stuff, and it makes it significantly easier. So that's been one thing that's been helping. And then just adding other things like because this all happened because of Black Friday too, is monitor arms inside like all of these, so then I can turn the orientation easier, move them how I need. Same with the work laptop. and then the arms here, it's significantly easier for me to like push things where I need it, and then turn this horizontal when I need it. So then it changes also the ergonomics of my desk, so I can actually work longer and be more comfortable because the height of my monitor is better. So these are all things that I just should have done earlier that help for overall productivity and just lets me work longer and just be in a state that lets me be focused. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I'm about to work right now, and these small reduction in friction add up. Because when things are there's too much friction in like your productivity or like your workspace, it takes away from your overall productivity. And that's something that I've noticed recently, that in me investing time and money into doing this setup, I've been able to be significantly more productive without taking a toll on my body as well. So it's been nice. And because of these upgrades, I was able to create a lightweight AI application this week, which is something that I've been putting off because my laptop's easily integrated into my workspace and it doesn't feel too cluttered. But today was one of those days where it was just a little hectic, but that happens in my day job where there's just a bunch of meetings, and then you have urgent deliverables that come out of nowhere because it's a client request or we're preparing for like a client meeting, and then you just have to focus on getting that done. So there was no time to breathe and take advantage of my setup. So even though it's demanding and mentally draining, or it's not mentally draining, but it's more mentally taxing, and then I didn't get any time to focus on the business. So this is where I'm setting up the time now to figure out how to make my next 90 minutes more productive to make up for the time that I missed today. So here are the things. Even when you have a crazy day, you have to look back on what can I control. So it's going to be the first task I do after this video. I do. Then it's also my energy. Like if I feel like I'm pushing myself too much, I will sleep. I will take a nap. What I noticed with ChatGPT helped me identify my burnout patterns. So now we have systems in place where I can identify if I'm like high energy or if I'm pushing myself, and that through all of the times I'm pushing myself, that I will burn out because happens too often, and then it'll take me like 2-3 months to get back to where I was. So then I have that. My environment, which we talked about. Spell check. and then the work and the effort that I'm putting in, and also just the mindset. And then reframing a chaotic workday into still positive momentum. So there's gonna be a lot of times where I can't control my workday or like what happens, but I can control how I close the day, and that's what I'm doing now. So now I just have to look at what is just one simple outcome that if I complete today in however time I need, I'll try to allot 90 minutes. But if it's too mentally taxing and like I do like a daily check-in or like in mental check-in that I've been doing to see how I'm feeling, I will just cut it early and sleep. So what is the simple outcome that I can complete in 90 minutes or less? And those things would be, the biggest thing is that I'm focusing on is finishing my core offer. So core promise, which is going to be the steps to help and the program for getting people into healthcare analytics. So it's finalizing the structure so that I can start finalizing the structure, and then so I can in the first video. I think the outline for the first video is important because then I can just record it tomorrow, and then I can finalize the structure as I go. As long as I finish like the first 7 videos and the introduction, at least I know what I'm recording. I can figure out the other stuff later. So I think that's, they call this just in time building. I think that's what they called it. It was like an entrepreneur thing. They basically mentioned, I forgot who it was or what book I read, but it's basically you're building the plane as you fly it. Because we need to iterate fast because we don't know if this structure is the most effective structure, a structure that people like. Build the plane as you fly. So now what I'm just going to do, instead of 90 minutes, I'm just going to, let's see, what time is it? It's about 1. And then people might be thinking, you need to sleep soon. Yep. As long as I sleep before 3, I'll be good. But the biggest thing is, let's try to aim before 2. So let's do 45 minutes with a wind down of 50 minutes to get ready for bed. And then that is more reasonable. And then I can go longer if I become more focused and lost in work and in flow. Okay, so 45 minutes. What do I need to prevent? No multitasking. So I gotta close my apps and then not get distracted by any notifications, and then just identify one small win, and then I can stop. Because right now it's just about small wins and compounding the small wins into momentum moving forward. And this has been helping me keep momentum in general to move forward, because previously I would be somebody who just gave up on days like this and then think that I need to go all out, and that productivity was like all or nothing, or you had to hustle hard. But working with AI to identify my personal patterns, which I think is something that everyone should do, and then has helped me significantly just for better mental clarity, better not burning out, and then also just overall like more fulfillment and just more productivity in doing work that I enjoy, has also been significant, helped me by just working with AI and talking with AI daily. So yeah, that's basically what I'm going to be doing and I highly suggest you working on this, but that small win is just going to be figuring out, okay, 45 minutes, what is the reasonable for me? Figure out basically like the introduction foundation section of like the training for the Healthcare Accelerator. Healthcare Accelerator, HAC. And then just get the videos, the structure, and then the outline for me to be able to script. And then that's it. Once I finish that, I'm done. And I will stop, and then I'll rest. So, yeah, I think in these days it's just preparing yourself to just end the day with just one small win that keeps you moving forward. And then just identifying what your criteria is and like what your obstacles are, or like what your parameters are. Basically, I have 45 minutes to 90 minutes to be able to work, and then setting a realistic small win. So yeah, I'm just going to go do that now, not take too long, post this video, and then I'll update you guys on the next one. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. And yeah, check you out in the next video.